Next one. Oh yeah, bonus. We like to over-deliver. Speaking of over-deliver, there are now 9 referral killers, not 7. We've added a couple more. So number 7 is new leads. This relates to what I just shared. Not treating your new leads as raving fans already. Raving fans already. Referred customers are 5 times more likely to take advantage of your referral program than non-referred customers, according to Entrepreneur Magazine. Think about that for a moment, right? If you've been referred by someone to a business, you're 5 times more likely to join their referral program. Well, of course, that's how you got there, right? It stands to reason if that's how you got there. Quick show of hands. And I should have asked earlier, but raise your hand if you were referred by someone to come today. For those who got your camera on, just have a quick look around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's about 80% of the cameras that are on. A couple people putting the camera on just for that purpose. Thanks, Eva Marie. I appreciate that. So that's about 80% of the people here. By the way, that's pretty typical for the workshop. This is the 3rd time we've run it. That's pretty typical for the workshop for us. About 80% of the people that come to our workshop have been referred by someone else. Well, guess what? If you get value out of today, you're way more likely to refer other people. 5 times as likely. So we're going to give you as much value as possible, even if we never see you ever again, because you're 5 times more likely to send people to us. It just makes good sense. Next, memorable, right? Not being memorable is a referral killer. Offline word of mouth impression can increase your sales by at least 500% compared to paid ads. Think with Google data, 500%. So what can you do? Well, you can start thinking of how do you become memorable? There are a lot of ways. I'm looking for an example of one here. So in my last business, our high-end clients joined a mastermind. And in the mastermind, we gave them this big honking binder from Tom Rowan. And it's got tabs and dividers, and it holds, it holds an iPad, whatever you want. More importantly, it zips up so the stuff doesn't fall out. All right, that was a big part of the feature I wanted on it. Now, what would you normally put on the front of the binder? You'd normally put your logo on. That's what most people do when they give gifts away. Well, guess what? This may come as a shock. And if you're doing this now, I don't mean to offend you, but then no one cares about your logo. They don't care about your logo, right? They don't care about your logo. They care about themselves. So what we do is we have a quote. And I think my camera's backwards, so I'll read it to you. It says, if you have a product that delivers value, you have a moral obligation to serve as many people as you can. J. Abraham. So instead of our logo, we give them an inspirational quote that's designed to inspire them to reach more people and grow. That's about being memorable. Everyone that gets that thanked us. Everyone. You ever send a swag box out? How many thank yous do you get? The only time you get thank yous on a swag box normally is when you ask for thank yous at your event on the screen, right? And then you ask for them and you solicit them and say, yeah, thank you for the box, but unsolicited? No, you want to think of how do you become memorable? What can you do to become memorable? What things can you do to add value? And the last referral killer is rejection. Fear of being rejected before you even begin. Most of you know you grow best from referrals. Most of you know that. That's why you're here. You wouldn't be here. Our experience is you wouldn't have come to this workshop if that wasn't the case. And yet, most of you don't have documented systematic referral systems in place yet. We're going to give you lots of them today. So hopefully that'll be different a month from now. But most of you, our data is most will have one at most in place, and actually about 70% of the people typically have 0 when we do our trainings on this. Why? Because the typical way of asking for it is kind of slimy and salesy and pushy, and most of us don't want to be slimy, salesy, or pushy. There's a difference between being enthusiastic and being slimy, right? I'll be enthusiastic all day long. Hopefully I'll never cross over and be slimy ever, even when I invite you to join in our high ticket offer at the end of the workshop. Hopefully I will just be like, okay, if you want to do this, great. If you don't want to do this, great. Because that's the real way to play the game. But you need to ask. You need to ask for referrals if you're going to get referrals. And fear of rejection often gets in the way of that process. So we're going to give you some ways to overcome that by making it simple and easy and scalable.